Hello everybody, welcome back to my playthrough of Scarlet Hollow. I'm Jordan with Nat1 Plays, and this is another game by the same studio that did Slay the Princess. If you recall last year, I did a very lengthy playthrough of a lot of Slay the Princess. I never did finish the entire game. Maybe one day I'll go back and rectify that situation. But today, we are on to the second episode of Scarlet Hollow. If you missed the first episode, a little recap. The character that we were playing as, the POV character, has come to Scarlet Hollow for the funeral of their aunt. We have so far met the cousin, Tabitha, who's a little bit of a prickly bitch, hoping that she warms up a little bit, but my hopes are not very high. We also met Stella, the cryptid hunter YouTube, who had a very cute dog that unfortunately did not survive our first encounter with the monsters of the woods of North Carolina. We met Duke, who is a local that we met in the woods. Let's see, who else? Kanika, who is a friend of Stella's, Avery, who is also a friend of Stella's, and Miss Forsyth, who is Kanika's mother and also kind of has some like kooky witch vibes going on, which is super cool. And then there was also a dark figure called Wayne that seemed to know our character, but I don't know him. We don't know who he is. So yeah, that's where we're standing right now, and let's get into the second episode. Continue. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. I did save my game. There we go. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1? Sure, let's see a recap of episode 1. I just did a recap of episode 1. The funeral of Pearl Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt. Seems like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. There's Tabitha. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. I tried. The doors were locked. So, what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? You'll eat those words when I come carrying Mountain Lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. Spoiler alert, he did not. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares at the shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Okay, so when I played through this scene, you had a choice to either help Duke with the shotgun or go after the dog. So I'm wondering how that plays out if I would have chosen to go after Gretchen. Because as much as I love Gretchen, Stella was standing right there and should have grabbed the goddamn dog. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like that was the more pressing issue. The one that was going after Duke when he was holding the shotgun. It barely staggers back, the shove having done little more than shift the thing's attention to you. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. I still hate whatever this is. Gretchen! Oh, my sound is weird. Okay. You both turn just in time to see the end of Gretchen's leash disappearing into the underbrush. Her yelps grow distant as she's dragged away. Welcome home. That's Wayne, the strange guy that knows us but we don't know him. I don't know who this is. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. From the comfort of Stella's guest room, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to somebody else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Tuesday morning awaits. Wake up. You open your eyes. The sun has risen, the birds are singing, you are still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the unfamiliar room to the window and the woods beyond, and you wonder if the monsters are lurking just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the comfort of your new friend's family home. You can't help but remember the sight of pale faces jeering at you as they carried Gretchen's poor little body into the underbrush. Oh, poor Gretchen. Note, you can refresh yourself on the events of previous days by using the journal icon in the quick menu. So there's a journal icon. Oh, ooh, major decisions. Okay, so what are our major decisions? This shows what our two attributes are. Was offered boiled peanuts from a stranger. Could have killed me. Peanut allergies are deadly. Went cryptid hunting with Stella. Lost Gretchen to the creature in the woods. Watched Stella put her out of her misery. Met Stella's friend Kanika and her mother Sybil. Learned about ditchlings. Crashed at Stella's. Called Tabitha before falling asleep. Continue. A knock at the front door. Your morbid thoughts are interrupted by a distinctly unhappy voice filtering through the house and past the closed door of your bedroom. Oh no, it's Tabitha. Where the hell is Cosmo? I'm asleep. Leave me alone. Oh, hey, Tabby. There's a fresh pot of coffee on the table if you want to come in. Please don't. Go away. Nope, I'm just here to check in on my cousin. Let's make this quick. I have a lot on my plate today. You're barely decent. It might be mildly scandalous if people saw you like this. Oops. Saunter out half-clothed. Quietly hide under the covers. That's funny. Finish getting dressed and calmly collect myself. We're gonna go like that. You calmly collect yourself while Tabitha fumes outside your door. Are you sure you don't want to visit for a bit? You don't have to run around being a big boss this week of all weeks. You should let yourself. I'm fine, thanks. Cosmo, I know you're here. Where the hell are you hiding? Where else would I be hiding? It's behind the closed door. Cosmo isn't here right now. That'd be really funny. You must think you're so funny. I'm coming in. You better be decent. Your cousin burst through the door, irate. Sorry, Cosmo. Morning, how'd you sleep? Pretty good, since I didn't have to live in that dusty-ass room that I was originally supposed to sleep in. What exactly did the two of you get up to last night? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? We went up to the woods to film a video. Never mind, I don't actually want to know. What I do want to know is why on earth you decided to blow me off to spend the night with a stranger. You are also a stranger. I do not know you. That's the whole thing. Tabitha leaves in a huff, leaving you and Stella to follow her back to the living room. Look, last night was a lot, Tabby. There's something horrible out in those woods, and I don't think anyone in this room wanted Cosmo walking up that mountain alone last night. True that. Stella, would you mind giving me a moment alone with my cousin? And while you're at it, please stop calling me Tabby. We're not in high school anymore. Yeah, alright. Isn't this Stella's house? Why are you bossing her around? That's a good question, actually. Stella stays. Sorry, Stella, but I should probably talk to Tabitha in private. Actually, no. Why are you bossing this poor girl around in her house? She just lost her dog, and we almost got eaten by ditchlings. This really isn't a hill worth dying on. I'll give you two some space. You've been in town for less than a day, and my stress is already through the roof. You invited me. I mean, I get it. Stella got you all worked up and you were too scared to walk home. Sure, whatever, that checks out. But I don't care if those woods are chock full of ghouls and ghosties. You had me worried sick. I texted you. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. You can't tell me what to do. I go where I'm supposed to go, and something told me this is where I was supposed to be last night. Yeah. You can't run off as soon as I get here and hold me to a different standard. That's right. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Lie. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I'm going with Mystic. Yeah. I go where I'm supposed to go. Just text me, okay? I've spent more time than I would like to coming down here. I have an incredibly busy day ahead of me. I did text you once we had service again. I expect to see you back at the estate tonight. You hear Stella's voice call out from another room. Wait, Tabby, let me know if you're free sometime, okay? Tabitha sighs. I really don't think she wants to be friends with you anymore, Stella. I'm so sorry. You're relentless. We'll see, but don't get your hopes up. She is so remarkably unpleasant. Hey, you good? Sorry about Tabby. She's totally blindsided me. I'm happy I stayed here. I shouldn't have stayed here. I don't regret anything, but you're right. That sucked. I couldn't care less what Tabitha thinks. I'd rather just pretend nothing happened. I don't regret anything because I did not want to walk home in the dark because that sounded like a bad decision. And it's not like I didn't let her know where I was. Exactly. Last night was a lot. I don't think anyone can blame you for crashing here. Tabby just doesn't get what we went through. Who would, honestly? Who knows what could have happened if you got back last night. Anyways, sorry for the rude awakening. I'd been up for a little while, but I was hoping to let you get a little extra sleep. But you're up now, and we've got a full day ahead of us if we're going to get to the bottom of this. How are you so chipper? Hard agree. I've been itching to get to the library. That's probably what I'm going with. I want to ask the other miners about Wayne. That's also a good question. All right, boss, what's the game plan? Do we have to look into this stuff? What if we just skip town and ride things out? Remain silent. Okay. I really want to know about Wayne, but maybe there'll be a chance to ask about him later. Because I kind of want to read and see if there's anything going on. Awesome, because that's exactly where we're heading. It sounds like Kanika's already there too. Oh, let me set up a group chat. What's your number? You and Stella exchange numbers. Text message from Stella to you and Kanika. It reads group chat. Hopefully we can find out more about ditchlings from some of the older local books here. That's what I'm hoping. I've also got a couple of threads cooking on my cryptid forums, but who knows if that'll pan out. Anyways, daylight's burning, let's roll out. Can I eat first? Don't worry about that. I've packed all sorts of snacks for the day, and Oscar totally won't mind if we eat at the library. Let's go. The walk to town was short. Stella's house is barely a stone's throw away from what remains of Scarlet Hollow's once bustling main street. You shudder as you stare down the thoroughfare, both from the chill of the morning air and the all-too-present memories of everything you witnessed last night. Oh, there's Avery. You see that building labeled Town Hall? That's actually the library. Well, it's also the Town Hall, but it's just a small upstairs office nowadays. I guess this town's not what it used to be. Oh, hey! Morning, Stella, and same to you, Cosmo. Speak of the devil, we were just talking about you. Coming from Stella's, huh? Did y'all have a slumber party? Sorry, y'all, but I'm actually in a bit of a rush this morning. Can't really stop to chat. It'll take me a bit to set up, so if you want to catch up with folks or grab something at the diner, you can meet me in the library once you're done. Oh, sure. See you in a bit, Stella. Nah, getting an early start seems... I kind of want to see what's going on here. Cool. See you soon. Huh, she always has time to chat. I don't think I've ever seen her without Gretchen. Oh, I don't know how to tell you this. That shirt is also awesome. I love their wardrobe. Did something happen last night? Oh, Stella and Cosmo just got up to a bit of trouble, that's all. It's not my place to share. Well, it's your place to share, right, Cosmo? Tell Avery the whole truth, lie. If Stella didn't want to say anything, I'm not going to say anything either. I'm traumatized and not ready to talk about it. Geez, nosy much? I hardly know you. Oh, that's mean. I mean, I feel like I could probably tell Avery. The more people that know, the better, because I don't want, like, other people wandering off into the woods. So I feel like they're either going to believe me or they're going to laugh it off and then maybe, hopefully, be slightly afraid of the woods from that point on. Stella and I went into the woods to try to find a skunk ape, but we ran into something way worse. Actual monsters. Sybil said they're called ditchlings, but whatever they are, they took Gretchen and have been mutilating the local wildlife. Whoa, slow down. Something took Gretchen? No wonder Stella ran off like that. I can corroborate, at least with regards to their encounter. I may not have seen what was out there with them, but I've seen their footage and they encountered something otherworldly in those woods. Well, whatever it was that happened out there, you were clearly a little shaken up. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend and try to calm your nerves. It's chaga and lemon balm. It's helped me on some bad days. If you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. Ooh, I could be friends with Avery. Anyways, it's up to you. See you around, Cosmo. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I better get back to it myself. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. I want to know who the hell Wayne is and why he was stalking me. We both know there's something horribly wrong about this place. How are you so calm? Wait, do you know anything else about ditchlings? Why doesn't anyone in this town seem to know or care that the woods are full of monsters? I'm asking, how are you so calm? Don't mistake my calm demeanor for complacency. We all have our parts to play. I trust that you and Stella have what it takes to get to the bottom of things. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, Cosmo, and God bless. Stella said you had some time to kill before she finished setting up. Diner. The diner is a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Talk to Avery. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up with a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. The answer is 29 down is oink, by the way. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that the sound a pen makes? Pig pen. Wait, pen? Like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. It's just something to fill the time. But maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Oh, Sudoku's worse. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you want to really get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. Try your tea. What if you don't believe me? I want to try the tea. You take a gentle sip of tea. Sybil is right. You can already feel it begin to ease some of the strain and tension from last night's events. Whoa, color me impressed. Not a lot of folks take to chaga so quickly. Last night still feels raw. Why don't we just talk? I kind of want to know more about Avery's vibe. I find them very interesting, especially their very groovy shirts. Totally feel you. What do you want to know? Have you lived here your whole life? No, I moved here from Charlotte, gosh, 3 years ago now, maybe a little more. I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass up that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone, apart from the Cole folks, grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folks here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. Do you regret moving here? Why'd you leave Charlotte? I get it, I felt out of place this whole time I've been here. I haven't felt like an outsider at all. I felt out of place this whole time. Folks on the whole have been plenty friendly, but life here is so different than what I'm used to. It's hard to explain, but I just don't feel like I belong. Exactly. There are worse ways to be, but I'm not sure I'll ever entirely feel like I belong here. Why did you leave Charlotte? No, it's cool. I was having some education disputes with my folks. They had thoughts on how my life was supposed to go, and I had other plans. It wasn't great, especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. All right, I think I'm ready to talk about what happened last night. You share everything. Glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I can't believe Gretchen is really gone. Seemed like that dog was gonna live forever. And the monsters in the woods? I may not have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. How exciting. Did you say all of this was exciting? You should get out of here before things get any worse. You should get out of here and take me with you. Let me know if you happen to cross any leads. That sounds like a good plan. We're on the case, but I hardly know where to start. Let me know if you hear anything. Definitely. Aw, man, looks like my shift is starting. Hopefully the Chog has had a chance to start working its magic. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. I myself am strange and unusual. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half-wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. Sure, we can explore the general store for a minute. This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. You should leave town, there are monsters in the woods. Do you know how to get to the mines? If I wanted to buy chips or something, who do I talk to, you? Or what you doing on your phone? Hi, I'm Cosmo, like a normal person. I just got to town yesterday. Yeah, I know, Mom told me. What's your name? Miles? I can't just tell the kid that he needs to leave town. This is... What you doing on your phone? Games, you probably haven't heard of him. Yeah, I guess. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care. Oh no, I'm paying for my chips. I'm not ringing you up, take them or leave them. I'm not taking them. I'm good. Do you know how to get to the mines? Maps are for... Oh, you're useless. You take a map of town. Mines are a couple of miles away, but now you have the power to visit your cousin of your own free will. See you, Miles. Oh, I can just go. I'm gonna go to the library. We can do that later. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh, hey, you made it! Settle in at Stella's table. You head over to Stella's table and settle in. Glad you found the place. Hey, Cosmo, you look tired. Gee, thanks. I was rudely awakened by my cousin. Snitch on Miles. It was hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'm pretty amped up, actually. I've never done Scooby-Doo before. Kanika, you can't just tell somebody they look tired. I'll sleep when I'm dead. We've got important work to do. Yeah, I'm eager to crack into these books. Anyway, I guess we should get started. Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger. Your library is incredible. I can see how much work you've put into maintaining this sort of collection. Why are they looking at me like this? Oh, thank you. Hey, Oscar, this is Cosmo. You know Tabby's cousin? Why did they give me that look, though? I like the library. Oh, I should have known you were Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance is, strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all are too kind, but speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts and I wanted to make sure she wasn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up to the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old I want to know what the old Maxwell place is. It's this great old abandoned spot. It's practically a magnet for young people. Even honors students aren't free from its call. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors were like Swiss cheese. Sounds like the house my cousin is living in. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I'm sure she's fine. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Is that so? Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. That's actually why we came here today. Have you ever heard of a creature called a ditchling? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster, and they kind of look like the Pillsbury if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. That's a good description. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings? Doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. I'm assuming it has to do with coal mines. Or should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back, gonna grab some more books. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in the woods. Do you really not feel where all of this is going? The moment their whispers made their way to me, it's like everything started to click into place. A reckoning is coming for this town. I That may be right, but should you say that out loud to people that you don't know is the question. It's nothing that we can't get to the bottom of. Whatever's out there in the woods has been brutalizing the local wildlife. Get out while you still can. You can't just tell people to evacuate town. We're just gonna go with the mystic response and I'm gonna scare the locals. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. Don't mind Cosmo. She's been hanging around with Stella too much. I met her yesterday. Who's to say I haven't always been like this? Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble. And we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Cosmo, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know that her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our books. Let's get this research party started. Now, this is why I took the book smart one, because the research should hopefully, I should be good at this. Book smart explorer. There we go. Flip through historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Flip through veins of Scarlet, history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. That's probably a good spot to start, too. And Appalachian folk monsters. We'll start there. Historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Just the thought of reading a book like this would probably put most people to sleep. But you've got a mystery to solve, and to solve it, you need to know everything there is to know about this town. Ooh. Hiram Scarlet Memorial Hospital, Scarlet Coal Mines. Let's go coal mines. The original mining facility is no longer standing, having been destroyed in the collapse of 1918. Though the new facility, outfitted with all the cutting-edge technologies of the industry, is in itself a fine example of practical construction. The first iteration of the mining camp was a true product of its time, and what few photographs exist are an interesting peek back into a different era. One can still visit the site of the original Scarlet coal mine, though all that remains are a few abandoned tunnels closed off to the public. Let's go Memorial Hospital. First used as a field hospital during the Civil War, it was named for Silas Scarlet's eldest son, who perished in the bloody conflict. It still stands at the end of what is now the residential district of Scarlet Hollow. It has served the health of the community for over 100 years, so it's still the hospital. In the late 1800s, as the town prospered from the coal boom, additions were built onto the house and it was transformed into a sanatorium, bringing in prestigious clientele from around the world. They believed the fresh mountain air would do them well, and Scarlet Hollow became a tourist destination for patients of all afflictions. The clinic still operates to this day as a doctor's office and stands as a building of cultural significance. Scarlet Estate. And arguably the most striking piece of architecture in Scarlet Hollow, and the most elaborate and elegant estate in the region prior to the construction of Biltmore in 1895. Andrew Jackson's Scarlet chose the location to be atop a hill in Scarlet Hollow's geographic center, so that it might be seen from the town below. See, here it's not crumbling and falling off is that the same house? It remains a constant reminder of the family who carved Scarlet Hollow from the wilderness and provided wealth and prosperity to its residents. Tremaine Homestead. Situated on the edge of the Scarlet Hollow farmlands, the Tremaine Homestead was one of the earliest settlements in Scarlet Hollow, predating even the town's famous coal mines. For many decades, the Tremaine family maintained the largest farm in Scarlet Hollow, but a break in the family led them to split the land in two, and the homestead along with it. Despite the many changes made to the two halves of the Tremaine homestead in the subsequent decades, the original log structures are still visible and maintained to this day. They are undoubtedly the oldest buildings left standing in Scarlet Hollow. First Baptist Church. One of the first buildings constructed by the Scarlet family, the Scarlet Hollow First Baptist Church still sits in its original foundation, though the building was reconstructed to accommodate the influx of citizens during the Scarlet Hollow coal boom of the 1800s. Attendance has dwindled since the infamous mine collapse of 1918, and while the building may have fallen into disrepair, its simple vaulted ceilings still evoke awe in any who enter. Town Hall. Silas Scarlet personally funded the Town Hall's construction as the first municipal building in the small community of Scarlet Hollow. It has stood at the end of Main Street since before the Civil War. Its white-columned edifice withstands the ravages of the 1860s and continues to stand to this day, a stunning piece of antebellum architecture. After the town of Scarlet Hollow switched to a dogmare system of governance in the 1920s, the building has been put into different use, though the upstairs still house the town archives and special ceremonial offices for events with the mayor. So the mayor of Scarlet Hollow is a dog. What? Huh? You close the book and put it back. So we're just not addressing that? Okay. So that's a good idea. Let's check Appalachian folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Mothman, a humanoid creature whose sightings are said to be tied to supernatural events. Unfortunately, I don't think... Oh, there are like all of these... Ah! Oh, I really want to read all of these, but I don't think that they're necessarily relevant to what I'm looking for. Okay, let's... Mothman, Jersey Devil, Ginseng Babies, Bell Witch, Hopkinsville Goblins, Wampus Cat, Tommy Knockers, Taily Poe. That one they mentioned that earlier, and that one I actually hadn't heard of. But Tommy Knockers are fun. Okay, might as well. Let's go Mothman. Mothman is Mothman. A large flying creature generally described as humanoid with glowing red eyes. It was first spotted by a couple in West Virginia in the mid-1960s and was encountered in the region several more times in following years. The Silver Bridge collapse of 1967 has been linked to a series of Mothman sightings, and it's said the presence of the creature serves as some sort of omen or was a catalyst that led to the disaster. Okay, so we know that ditchlings follow tragedy, so if we see Mothman, the town is just well and truly fucked. This has since become an important aspect of Mothman, with sightings of this cryptid often taken as a sign that some great misfortune is soon to follow. I don't think that we need to look at the Jersey Devil, because that is in New Jersey, and this is North Carolina. Is it ginseng or ginseng? I actually don't know, because I'm realizing I've only ever read that word before and never said it out loud. Okay, we can maybe look at those. The Bell Witch, a particularly violent haunting in Tennessee. This is also not... That's probably close enough that we could look at it. Hopkinsville Goblins. Besieged a farm in Kentucky. Wampus Cat. I don't think it has to do with a Wampus Cat, so we may not look at that. And Tommy Knockers, with there being a coal mine, I think there's an argument to be made that that might be helpful. Small creatures with long tails, wide yellow eyes, and I don't think we need to look at that. Okay, so these things. That looks similar to what we saw with the ditchlings. It's safe to say life was hard in the South after the Civil War. The land and its peoples had been ravaged by conflict, and many turned to unusual industries to get by. One such industry was that of ginseng, I think it is ginseng, diggers or sand diggers, as they were colloquially known, who eked out a meager living for themselves by digging up and selling wild American ginseng. Myths surrounding sand diggers were plentiful, but most prominent among them was that of the ginseng baby. It was said that if you dig up a ginseng root in the night of the new moon, it will cry like an infant and leave blood in the earth when it's torn free. The parallels to European mandrake myths are clear, and it can be assumed that the myth arose from cross-pollination from European immigrants. But perhaps on the night of a new moon, you should go out and dig up some ginseng roots, see if it cries, and check the earth for its blood. No, thank you. For it could be that the myth spread not through legends passed down through immigrant families, but from the unsettling experiences of these Appalachian foragers. Not looking at the Jersey Devil. We can look at the Bell Witch. One of the most famous hauntings in North American history, the Bell Witch, was a strange entity that plagued the citizens of the Red River region of Tennessee in the early 1800s. Many strange phenomena have been attributed to the witch through the years, but the most famous was the haunting of the Bell family. It started out as a fairly typical haunting, with unnatural sounds echoing throughout the house after sundown and the appearance of a strange mammal that no one could identify or capture. Unlike other hauntings, though, these acts quickly escalated to attacks on the family, and in particular the daughter Elizabeth Bell. She was constantly covered in bruises from the spirit's abuse. The spirits would frequently be heard speaking through the walls, its disembodied voice mocking the family and any visitors, and it eventually escalated to giving full-blown hallucinations to those dwelling in the Bell house. Though this haunting ended in the early 1800s, its activity continued in the region for many decades. It could be that the entity known as the Bell Witch may still dwell in the Red River region to this day. Let's go with Tommyknockers and then we'll move on. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of the mine and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Okay. I'm going to say we're done here. You close the book and put it back. Let's go with coal mines. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to the war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his two eldest sons to the bloodiest of wars, leaving his third son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Scumbag. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it was today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate that was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties include Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son, Theodore, his brother Enoch Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managing to pull the mine from the brink of ruin and thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. By being union busters. Great! I'm so happy I know that now. Okay, do I really care about Silas Scarlet? I don't know that I do, but I feel like I'm going to miss something if I skip it. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during the tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the Army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particularly ruthless, for which he received... To a particular ruthlessness, helps if I read correctly, for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841, the land that would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10, Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hill, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running beneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding that he knew the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. Okay, let's check in, see what they found. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Cat! Before you respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Almost on instinct, Stella slams her book shut. Oh, hey, Pixel. Oh, the cat's name is Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip any paper he can find. Oh, don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Pixel immediately goes to town on Stella's treats. Sorry if Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of your books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that's not him. No. That's mean. Don't be mean to the cat. Leave Pixel be. Cat curls up on the table fast asleep. Oh, wait, I gotta... Look at that little face. I love him. Alright, I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if you need anything else. Okay, let's talk about the historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Stella, was there anything? Okay, yeah, I want to know about the nuclear incidents. Do you think there's a cult here? Let's talk about Appalachian folk monsters. What do you think? Okay, so we're on the same page about that. Bell Witch sounds terrifying. That is true. I've never heard of ginseng babies. Okay, do you think the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? With the whole warning thing. Good thought, but Tommyknockers live in the mines. It's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write that down, though. Tommyknockers are literally just the sounds that happen when a bunch of rocks and wood are about to collapse. Are they, or are they the sound of mysterious creatures pounding on the rocks and support beams with hammers to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know. The Bell Witch sounds terrifying. That's true. Yeah, no kidding. Thankfully, she isn't real. You are a skeptic. And that's not helpful in this instance. Let's move on. Okay, historical... Why are you looking at me like that? Oh my god, you read that? Oh, that's why. That book was assigned as punishment if we misbehaved in school. It's an excellent sleep aid. NyQuil and melatonin have nothing on historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Rumor has it that nobody has read it from cover to cover. Well, I may have. You guys are missing out. It's one of my favorite books here. Such rich history. Guess we're kindred spirits, Cosmo. Har har, yeah, I read the boring book. If we're serious about solving this mystery, we have to learn as much as we can about the town's past. That's why we're here. Look, this town has deep lore. I'm here for all of it. Stella, when were you going to tell me that the mayor is a dog? What happened to the estate? Why don't people go to church here? The Tremaine homestead seems like the only thing here that doesn't have the Scarlet name stamped on it. Did I say I read the book? I meant to say I tried reading and fell asleep. No, we're going with, yeah, I read the boring book. We meant it as a compliment. Yeah, getting through that text is a testament to your iron will and steel eyelids. Okay. I was hoping it'd be a surprise. Scarlet Hollow hasn't had a human mayor since the 1920s. What the hell? Yeah, if you were hoping the mayor might be able to help us out here, you're kind of out of luck. What happened to the estate? At some point, the hill it was built on started falling apart. I think it's pretty stable at this point, though. I don't think that you've seen it recently. Is it, Stella? You've seen that place. And half of it is still mostly okay. Even the hospital here has my family's name on it. I know it's in the name, but calling it a hospital is generous. Right now, it's a one-woman medical clinic. If any serious emergencies happen these days, we have to call an ambulance from out of town. That's where Reese and his mom live. She's the town doctor, though these days she doesn't really see a lot of patients. What about the Tremaine homestead? Yeah, I think they've been around these parts even longer than your family, though they're called the Tremaines and the Calloways now. Interesting. They literally split their farmhouse in half over the schism. Duke's actually on the Calloway side of the family. About the coal mines. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in that place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. What happened after the coal mine collapse? A union-busting mine collapse from poor working conditions. Color me shocked. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's what the sculpture out front is for, commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Oh, just a statue? Thoughts and prayers. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. Low bar, if you ask me. You know, that could be what the ditchlings were warning us about. Another collapse. That's my thought. That's where my brain is heading. And that's why I think we have a connection with the Tommyknockers. Writing that down on the list of possible disasters. Why was that not the first thing that you thought of? Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. Besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Y'all don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. You never know. Okay, history tends to be written by the winners. Maybe there's more to Charles Shaw's story. What happened after the collapse? You guys really seem to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. Let's go with that. Normally I'd be inclined to agree with you there, but we're talking about old-timey coal boss. I'd be shocked if he wasn't cutting corners. Yeah. Cosmo does make a fair point. Shaw was certainly a problematic figure, but there might be other details that were lost to time. Like he did worse things. Sure, but the guy was run out of town on a rail. Good. And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural over on the far wall. He got off easy, if you ask me. What happened after the mine collapsed? There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did. If I find out that my 21st century cousin, who is running the mine, is also a union buster, we're gonna have problems. Still, hasn't let the union in though. That bitch. There's a reason she and I don't talk. Damn right. What if the ditchlings are coming from the mines? Maybe ditchlings are warning about another collapse. If there's something toxic in the mines poisoning the town, Wayne seems sick. I'm not sure I agree with the collapse angle, but the mines seem important. The whole town is built around them. That's probably a good thing, because it could be something that they've found in the mines that's making stuff go bad, or it could be another collapse ramping up to happen. Yeah, that's fair. They're bound to be relevant in some way. Hard to argue against that, but it really doesn't give us much to go on. And just because something seems obvious, it doesn't necessarily mean right or relevant. Any rock? I don't know that that's my place to ask. Stella, what was it you were saying about nuclear incidents? That's also a good question. You think Wayne factors into all of this? Nuclear incidents. You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Yep. Apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up in midair and dropped a couple of bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in the tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing the detonation was a single electrical switch, which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Oh no. Right. It's conventional explosive disintegrate... words. Right, it's conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. Goldsboro is over 300 miles from here. I don't think we have to worry about that. I don't think disarming nuclear bombs is part of our skill set, so the nuke made the ditchlings. That's a little bit of a stretch. If the bomb is somewhere else, why would there be so many ditchlings here? Absolutely not. Also, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. I think we're good. I'm just saying, you never know about radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants that are just waiting for it to blow up. I've missed this. Do you think there's a cult here? Let me see. You think Wayne factors into any of this? Yeah. The creep who keeps coming around my mom's tea room? He snuck up on us last night and called out Cosmo by name. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with him. Maybe he's sick. Maybe it's something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. I'd buy it. The mines are a common thread. Between Wayne and the old collapse are the smartest place to start our investigation. Good idea. There's an awful lot of miner-related stuff in my notes. We can poke around and find out if anybody's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you two are suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? No, Stella. Right? Yeah, totally, 100%. I would never. We don't have a good reason to go down there. Says Miss, let's keep poking around the woods for a skunk ape. Good, let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Neeks, we're just going out to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around and say a cool abandoned coal mine, then we cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm with Kanika on this one. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. Yeah, and hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. Maybe Tabitha I don't think she will. Hopefully this will mean I'll get a chance to know Tabitha a little bit better. I'm sure Tabitha's going to love that we're snooping around. We'll just have to make sure we don't get caught. We'll be super sneaky. I can even keep lookout. Look at us going out on a caper all together. I miss this. I missed it too. Though there is something missing. Reese. I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been. Have you seen him lately? Nope. I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I didn't realize he was getting so bad. That poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Cosmo. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Hell yeah, let's do it. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. I'll keep y'all posted. Reese's home stands at the edge of the forest wall, an isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town from the unending wilderness. Unlike several of the other entries into historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow, this one still looks mostly like it did in the books. Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies too. Shh, not so loud. He's still sleeping. Can I help you with something? The woman in the doorway stares directly into your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation wash over you. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. I'm not going to wake him up. If he's sleeping, he probably needs it. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. Oh no, poor Reese. It's just been so long since either of us have gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Cosmo would get along super well, too. Hi, I'm Cosmo, Vivian's kid. Stella, if Reese is sick, we shouldn't be dragging him along to adventures. I know who you are. The way she avoids looking at you as she speaks makes you feel like you've done something wrong, even though you're pretty sure you've done nothing at all. Reese's mom turns back into the house, sighing. Sorry, I know it was a little rude. You just want to hang out with Reese, and he misses both of you too. He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow? We can have some supper, and y'all can hang out for a bit. I don't promise that he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. And I suppose you can come too, Cosmo. Why do you have beef with me, lady? That would be great. I can bring a side dish, maybe deviled eggs. Does he still eat those? No, eggs are a bit too much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle. Okay, I'll bring soda then. That's not... Okay, fine, you can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home. Oh. Okay, no dogs. Thanks so much, Dr. Kelly. We'll stop bothering you now. See you later. Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. The sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within. So she's intense. God, that woman makes me so nervous. Are you okay, Stella? I'm fine. She used to be so nice when we were kids. Always had the best stickers when we got our shots. Maybe she's just stressed about Reese. Or maybe she's just nice to kids. Either way, I guess it's just the three of us. You gonna drive? Yeah, sorry. I don't like the thought of going up there without the van. Cool. I'll take my shortcut then. Shouldn't take long for me to get there. You're welcome to tag along, Cosmo. Don't worry, I won't be offended if you'd rather ride with Kanika. I'm sure you're probably sick of the woods. Either way works for me. I really don't want her walking alone through the woods. Why not just drive up with Kanika? Aren't the mines a bit of a ways off? Don't worry about it, Cosmo. There's a lot of junk in the back of my van. It gets a little tight with more than 2 people. I'm gonna walk with Stella. The woods are calm and serene compared to last night, though you can't help but feel that the danger lurks just beyond the trees. Hey, thanks for coming along with me. Should we talk about last night? Like, actually talk about it? It's hard to imagine you and Kanika doing videos together. She doesn't believe in any of this stuff. It's nice to get to spend more time out here with you. Do you think the ditchlings might be aliens? Well, they really weren't as spook-focused as my solo stuff. It was mostly just the escapades of 3 kids with too much time on their hands. Still, she wasn't always such a skeptic. She used to absolutely love reading anything with magic in it. She still does, I think. She just doesn't think stuff is real anymore. I guess I don't exactly think that way either, but I'm still willing to accept the unexplainable while she looks for explanations. She keeps me grounded, honestly. Yesterday was fun, minus all the bad parts. Oh, that's really nice. Is it just me, or does this conversation feel kind of stilted? Are you okay? I'm good. I appreciate the offer, but I'd really rather not get into it. The conversation comes to a dramatic halt, both of you whirling around to face the source of the sound. It's just a bird. I guess we're both a little on edge, huh? Let's hurry to the mine. It shouldn't be too much farther. Kanika casually leans against her van as you and Stella emerge from the woods. Hey. Y'all have a good walk? It was alright. You didn't run into any of those creatures, did you? Nope. That makes sense. They're probably nocturnal. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. But we're here. What's the plan? I guess we just go talk to people. I guess so. I should probably be on lookout duty. I'm a bit of a persona non grata around the mines. Tabitha? Yeah, I might have tried sneaking in to talk to her one time or too many. We're probably less likely to get caught if only one of us is snooping around down there. If Stella's on lookout duty and only one of us is going in, what's the third person doing? I take it I'm the one of us you're talking about. I've got this. I'm not interested in sneaking around. I'm going to find my cousin. You're going to scare me. Talking to people scares me. You should do it, Kanika. There we go. You know those cheesy rom-coms where someone wears an earpiece on their first date? Whoa, do you have some kind of surveillance rig in the back of your van that I didn't know about? What? No. I have a pair of earbuds with a really good mic. We could just do a group call. You're good, Kanika. I've got this. I'm not interested in sneaking around. I take it I'm the one going in. Tabitha and I aren't exactly friends. Pretty much all of the miners shop at the general store. I don't want to make folks uncomfortable, you know? It's probably for the best, Cosmo. Okay. Hands me a pair of earbuds. We can feed you questions if you get stuck, and Stella can give you a heads up if Tabitha's on her way out. Dang, I've missed doing this sort of thing with you. You're so thorough. Aw, thanks. I do my best. I guess we should part ways and start the call, yeah? Stella and Kanika break off, leaving you alone at the entrance of the mines. Your phone buzzes. Hey! Can you hear us? Try saying something. Something. Nope, can't hear you, sorry. You're coming through crystal clear on my end. Nothing to do now but enter the worksite. You pass through the unlocked fence, enter the property of Scarlet Hollow Mine. You pass through the unlocked fence and enter the property. I'm in. Approach the nearest group of miners, go straight to the main office, and find your cousin. I'm not doing that. Alright, Morpheus, good to know. You approach the nearest group of miners. A blonde woman, a broad-shouldered man, and an old-timer. Their uniforms identify them as Harrison, Davis, and Zax. You got a reason to be bothering us? Hey, I'm Tabitha's cousin. Seen anything weird lately? Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? So, what do you think of Tabitha? Y'all should get out of town. So I met this guy on a bus. The miners look you up and down. Weird how? Weird noises coming from the... People getting sick? Like more than usual? Nope, nothing like that. I feel fit as an ox. We have good working conditions in the mine. Our health is wholly looked after. Any weird animals? You been talking to that townie? The one the boss gave a lifetime ban to? No? Yeah, she's like the Bigfoot YouTuber or something. Her videos are actually pretty good. Yep, that's me, alright. Oh, that's so sweet. But, you know, I think... Now that I think about it, it's pretty weird. I haven't seen many animals at all lately. Used to be I'd seen all sorts of critters, now it's mostly birds. This is your first year up here, ain't it? You're just not used to the seasons changing. All the animals are hibernating, that's it. I don't know, she's got a point. I've been up here 5 years now, and it's never been like this before. Maybe it's the global warming then. I think they're calling it climate change now. Have you heard any weird noises from the woods? We're underground most of the day, though. You know, I heard something unusual the other night. Thought it might have been an owl or something. It didn't sound right. It was an owl. You're just not used to the local wildlife yet. Ask them about Wayne. You know anything about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we knew him. Knew him. He was such a cut-up miss, that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, He's gone. That's all that matters. What happened to him? What are you, some sort of cop? Yeah, I'm a cop. I'm looking into whatever happened to Wayne. Just tell me what happened. Oh. Charming. Hey, Zach, come on, man. No, I've been here decades longer than you. I know bait when I see it. Let's get out of here. Our shift's about to start anyway. Before you can reach the miners, you're struck by an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror as the same thing you felt last night when you set eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. Oh? You should not have come here. It's dangerous. What are you? Flesh and blood, much like yourself. You don't have to be afraid of me. I don't believe that. I'm the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Stare in quiet terror. Stop following me. What's going to happen? Before you can say another word, the figure is gone. Hey, Cosmo, are you still there? We've just been getting static from you. Oh, that's not good. Wayne got the jump on me. No, don't mind me. Our new friend stopped by to say hello. Whoa, I thought I saw you talking to someone down there. Are you okay? Whatever he is, I don't think he's human. He said some real ominous shit to me. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. That sort of thing. This just means we're on the right track. I'm not about to back down. I need to talk to Tabitha about this. I hate to say it, but with how the call went to static, what if he's a ghost? Like, actually a ghost? You hate to say it, Stella, I don't think anything would make you happier than Wayne being a ghost. Also, ghosts aren't real. Hey, now, just because I want ghosts to be real, doesn't mean I want this ghost harassing Cosmo. He said some real ominous shit. Yeah. What the hell is that supposed to mean? The plot thickens. Wayne trying to make me leave just means we're on the right track. I'm not about to back down. Whoa, so brave. Heck yeah, Cosmo, we've got your back. Approach. Hey there, can we help you with something? Do any of you know a man named Wayne? Wayne? You mean Sam Wayne? What are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? Is he missing? He's been following me. It's really creepy, man. Oh, thank God. Everyone thought he was dead. Okay, so he is dead. Alright. Now, hold on. Creepy doesn't exactly sound like Wayne, does it? How do you know it was him? That's what the folks at the general store have been calling him. Good people. But I don't expect they'd know every mining fellow in this town by sight, if you catch my drift. Smith, you're losing me. I'm just saying, it'd be awfully strange for Wayne to still be in town, wandering around following some stranger, and not checking in with any of his buddies. Sounds to me like someone who got sick of work and is having a little fun playing hooky. The following, though, okay, yeah, that does sound a little unlike him. I thought his lady friend had him under lock and key. Just smells fishy to me. Until I see him face to face, I'm not convinced whoever is calling himself Sam Wayne ain't the very reason we haven't seen hide nor hair of this man. No, there's no way. He's not. He can't be. I'm not ruling it out. If you want my theory, that girlfriend of his, he wasn't the first to catch her eye. Any one of her jilted ex-lovers could have seen them sneaking around and gotten a little hot under the collar, if you catch my meaning. Dang, who were they talking about? The miners are silent for a moment, glancing between each other nervously as they imagine the possibility. I told him not to get involved with her. I told him! Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa, now if you don't know, there's no way I'm poking that wasp's nest. Forget we said anything. Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. I'm gonna leave it for now, because the other one's kinda stormed off on me. Have you fellas seen anything out of the ordinary lately? Weird how? People getting sick. Boss looks out for our health. Weird animal sightings. Strange question. We don't exactly get out much. What does that have to do with Wayne? Odd noises in the woods. Nothing but screech owls. Knocking in the mines? I don't think so. Can't hear shit down there. That's all on that front, thanks. Anything else? I'm not pushing the Tabitha thing. Don't mention it. Let's pack it in, boys. Back to work. Should we check in? Only group I see is pretty close to the main office. Might still be worth talking to them, but I don't know if I can give you all that much of a warning if Tabitha comes out. Let's meet back up. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. There's Rosalina. Girl carrying a bundle of snack pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of the hill. Hey, I think I just saw Rosalina. Wait, really? What's she doing here? Clearly, she's doing a delinquency. She's probably fine. Kids will be kids, am I right? I mean, yeah, but what kind of delinquency? Only one way to find out. Let's go after her. You rush over the hill and get your bearings, the sound of active mining fading into the distance. Rosalina is nowhere to be found, but the dusty footprints point towards a nearby mine. Something about the mine feels wrong, as though cold anger lies buried inside, sucking the life from the surrounding hills. This is the site of a mass grave. She didn't. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After the collapse that killed over 100 people. And here I thought Stella was going to be the one to drag me into an old abandoned coal mine. Hey, remember all those bad feelings I got last night? This place feels straight up cursed. 15's always been like this. I feel like I really missed out on my risk-taking years. I mean, like Kanika said, a lot of people died down there. There's a lot of spooky history to this place. For all we know, maybe all that death left some kind of mark down there. Okay, just because a bunch of people died in there, it doesn't mean it's cursed. Come on, I'm not about to let Rosalina get hurt in there. Even if it means I have to go underground. Whoa, you sure, Neeks? Cosmo and I can handle it on our own. Yeah, I'm sure. As much as I hate confined spaces, I hate the thought of other people getting trapped down there even more. Stella and Kanika disappear into the mines. Before you follow, you briefly wonder if you should let Tabitha know about this. Nope. You take a deep breath and follow your new friends into the mine. We're gonna get in trouble. The inside of the mine is warmer than you'd expect, the air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and your companions to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate the maze of corridors. Jesus, it's cramped down here. Does anyone else's chest feel tight? Yeah, abandoned mines are way more claustrophobic than people expect them to be, and this one's real bad. You know, because of the child miners, or should I say the miners? Kanika visibly shudders. Okay, I'm not superstitious, but if there's one way to make sure you get haunted, it's cracking jokes about dead child laborers while walking on their graves. I'm with Kanika on this one. What can I say? I do my best to tempt the spirits wherever I go. I actually snuck down here a few times to try and get some good footage, part of my ghost hunting phase. Jesus, Stella, the things you do for your viewers. Did you find anything? I wish. If I had any place in Scarlet Hollow that was actually haunted, it'd be the mines. Hands down. But all I got was dust in my lungs and a couple of false alarms. Side note, I didn't say it before, I love Kanika's outfit. The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in the thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Stella pauses as sound rushes overhead. Oh my god, what was that? The mine's going to collapse and we're all going to die in here, aren't we? Stella sighs longingly. That's just how wind sounds down here. You sound so disappointed. It just brings back memories of my last foray into these depths. Every time I thought I'd finally found a spooky ghost, there wound up being a very unghostly explanation. Like local wildlife, for instance. Stella turns her flashlight up towards the alcove overhead. Those guys got me real good last time I was here alone. Oh my god, there are bats down here? I'm going to get rabies, aren't I? I'm going to get rabies and die in a mine collapse. Well, if you died in a mine collapse, then the rabies really wouldn't be much of a problem. You holding up okay, Neeks? Obviously not. Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little on edge. Kanika is stopped mid-sentence by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. Okay, what was that? It was a Tommy knocker. That was... I have no idea what that was. Did that sound like knocking to you guys? A hateful and broken presence stirs in the deep. It doesn't want you here. That was a warning. We have to move fast before something terrible happens here. It sounds like rocks shifting somewhere deeper in the mine. We should be careful. That's gotta be a Tommyknocker, right? We should hurry up and find Rosalina. Y'all are being babies. This is just totally normal cave sounds. That's a warning. Whoa, you don't think it's Tommyknockers, do you? Okay, no. Tommyknockers are not real. They're not allowed to be real. Are you trying to give me a panic attack? I'd love to spend some extra time poking around down here. Maybe it's got something to do with the mystery. The three of you are interrupted by a second, much less distant sound of a can being popped open. Okay, now that was not Tommyknockers. It came from this way. Follow me. These kids are in so much trouble. Follow Stella. You and Kanika follow Stella further into the mine. You breathe a sigh of relief as a tight passageway gives way to a small cavern. A group of teens turns and stares at you with annoyance. What the hell are you all doing in here? What the hell are you doing in here, you creeps? Are you stalking us? Yeah, creeps. I just said that, Alexis. If I wanted an echo, I'd yell it into the Grand Canyon. There's something terrible in this place that wants us to be left alone. Get out of here before it leaves its mark on you. If I wanted an echo, I'd yell into the Grand Canyon. What are you, 5? What are you guys even doing down here? This is the most miserable place I've ever been in my entire life. We're here to make sure you don't hurt yourselves. Your dad's looking for you, Rosalina. Chill out, Kanika. They're just teens. That's foreboding, but I work with teenagers. That's just going to get me laughed at by the kids. And who the hell are you, exactly? That's Cosmo, Tabby's cousin. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you, Rosalina. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. Oh my god. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. And I don't need him telling me where I can be. You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you, and he's worried about you, and he's really not asking for much. Don't you kids have school tomorrow anyway? It's fall break. And we're not kids. Yeah, you are. Yeah, we're teens. And are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where did you even get those? The teens avoid eye contact. Miles tries to melt into the cavern wall. Oh no, I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you. Yeah, whatever, it's me. What are you even doing here? Becca's right. Sounds like you're stalking and harassing and all that. You're supposed to be minding the store. It's not like anyone even comes in on Tuesdays, and Mom's there, so it's fine. Eyes dart uncomfortably around the cavern as Kanika tears into her brother. It's not fine. It is extremely not fine. Why do I always have to be the responsible one? Do you know what I would give to be as carefree as you? I left school so you would have a chance to live your life, and this is what you're doing with it? What would Dad think if he could see this? Stealing booze from the family store to dick around in an abandoned mine? Dad's dead, Kanika. But if he were here, he'd be disappointed you wound up being such a bossy jerk. Who cares if we're having canned margaritas somewhere nobody's supposed to bother us? Miles, don't try to twist this around on your sister. I'd love to help y'all sort this out, but can we maybe not do this in an abandoned coal mine? Fair. Can you at least do your underage drinking somewhere a little safer? We should let the kids have their fun. If these kids want to make bad decisions, that's on them. If this is what y'all do for fun around here, maybe the ditchlings were kind of inevitable. Oh, and what are you, an expert on mine safety? They only abandoned this place because there wasn't enough coal words. They only abandoned this place because there wasn't enough coal left to bother digging anymore. My dad told me, and he's an actual foreman at the continuous mining facility, so he knows what he's talking about. Wait, I thought your dad was a charge hand. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month. He says this place is totally safe and we can hang out here anytime we want. Becca's dad's right, though. Check out how sturdy this place is. Do not jump. idiot. The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps the strut on the ceiling. Oh wait, was that the knocking we were hearing earlier? One of these days I'll find a real Tommyknocker. Oh my god, Zane, cut it out. Jumping up to hit stuff is extremely 8th grade. Ain't that the truth? No offense, Rosalina. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Oh my god, she's in 8th grade! Baby, go home! Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill. And smart, too. Quiet, all of you. I don't care where your dad works, Becca. This isn't safe. Just because the old timber struts have stood this long doesn't mean that they'll stand forever. I'm not listening to what some sad 20-somethings have to say about where we're allowed to be. Hey, I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. Anyway, Rosalina isn't going anywhere. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. No. She's better off here than at home. Yeah, tell him about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. They've got a hot plate and a couple cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalina deserves better. I'm sure Oscar has a good reason for that. He's a good guy, and he cares about you, Rosalina. He thinks our house is haunted. Oh. Wait, what? It's such a bullshit excuse. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can say that about other people's families. Isn't that like bullying or something? Shut up, Zane. Back up. He says it's haunted. I can't believe he didn't mention it to me. I could investigate. There's no ghosts, Stella. It would be cool if there was, but Becca's right. I just wish he would be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a little kid. I'm not going to weigh in on this. This is between you and your dad, and the two of you should talk about it anywhere that isn't here. I'm sure Oscar is doing this to protect you. You're right, Oscar should treat you more like an adult. How do you know there isn't a ghost? At this rate, I'd be surprised if your house wasn't haunted. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, if Rosalina's house is haunted, we should break in and, like, ghost bust it or something. Sounds pretty rad to me. I like Zane. Whatever gets you delinquents out of this mine. Oh my god, Zane, you can't bust ghosts if there is no ghost. Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't, like, break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real. And if it isn't real, well, problem solved. You know, Rosalina, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. We have a finished basement and a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There is no ghost. Whether there's a ghost in Oscar's house is a question for a time when we're not in immediate danger. And to ruin everyone's fun, the answer is probably no, there is not a ghost. Now, I'm going to drag my shithead brother back home and suggest you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or gets crushed by rocks or meets any one of the terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Like that. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. That wasn't me, I swear. Then what was it? Come on, Stella, didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's Tommyknockers, for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here, but we've got to check it out. Stella. I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. What if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody is going deeper into the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. We are all leaving. Please, before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks. It will not. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Wow, Kanika, maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you wouldn't have noticed them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off, and I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. Oh hey, they must have just squeezed through the child-sized tunnel. Oh no. Oh no. I agree with Kanika on this one, no. Dang, I've always wondered where this goes. I've never been able to get these hips through, though. Becca's head pops up from the tunnel entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here a million times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, we're totally safe. Whatever, come on, you two. I know this cool spot this way. Okay, I think we can catch up with them if we just follow their voices. Do you want to take these 2 out of here while Cosmo and I track them down, Neeks? Look, I know I made a bit of a fuss about not liking this place, but I'm not about to leave you 2 here alone. What if something happens and I'm not here? Or what if you run into something totally normal down here that you think is a ghost, and I miss out on my chance to figure out what it actually is? Alright, knuckleheads. If I don't escort you 2 out of here myself, can I trust you to actually leave and go home? Yeah, sure. I can never fit in that tunnel anyway. They have crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me to go ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever. I still have to do my dailies anyway, and service down here sucks. Good. Now go. Miles and Zane quietly head back towards the entrance. Alright, let's get this over with. I've read a lot of stories about cave rescuers needing their own rescue. Should we get some professionals down here? What's the point of going after them? They don't want to listen to us. We could just leave. Do I have to come with you? There's no way around it. I feel the depths call to us, and we are destined to answer their call. Alright, let's do this! Please don't make me regret staying down here. Oh, don't worry, guys. It'll be fun. And safe. Bullshit. You call everything fun and safe. And here I am. Still in one piece. There is no way around it. I feel the depths call out to us, and we are destined to answer their call. Please save the spooky one-liners for when we are someplace that isn't here. We can get coffee at Winnie's once we're out of here. My treat. You and Kanika exchange a glance at Stella as Stella ventures forward. Venture deeper into the mine. As the 3 of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of conversation bounce across the walls. Becca, why are we doing this again? We could get in so much trouble. We're doing this because I'm not about to take life advice from a YouTuber and a dropout. Whoa, that's so uncalled for. I didn't drop out. I'm going back to vet school as soon as my family doesn't need me here. I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of a YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? Well, me. I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with what the hell is Meat Rice? And I make plenty from ads and donations. Yikes, are you okay, Kanika? Dang, Stella, Meat Rice? That's a big deal. I hate whatever that is. I'm just glad they're not gossiping about me. Yeah, it's fine. I just can't believe we have to deal with that Becca girl slandering us while we're sticking our necks out for her. God, I hate her. Normally I'd say she's just a kid, but wow. If she doesn't have an uncanny ability to go right for the jugular. You quietly press on. Another knock closer interrupts your thoughts, followed by another. followed by another. Is it just me, or is that knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? Yeah, it's not just you. Okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalina, it's just mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it's just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up, there's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. That sounds just the active mind echoing through the walls, right? Logically, that's what one would hope. Are we sure the tunnel they went through is going to meet back up with us? What did they see? What if they're the ones doing the knocking? What if this is all just a terrible prank? Tommy knockers, those poor kids. I knew coming down here was a bad idea. I can't believe they're making us do this. They better get grounded when all of this is said and done. Tommy knockers. Tommy knockers aren't real, but there's a reason people think they make those sounds. And it's not a coincidence that the whole Tommy knocker myth is tied to mind collapses. Okay, are we sure that we're going the right way? I mean, we're still able to hear their voices. At the very least, we're still heading in the same direction. We're getting closer. Let's keep moving. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knocking grows more frequent. It's still distant, but it's much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing around in pitch-black corridors. The pit radiates rage, a white-hot anger. It hates you. But at the heart of it, you can sense something else, the quiet hum of a darker presence. The heart calls to you, desperate to be witnessed. Well, it looks like the only way forward is that pit. And it sounds like they're somewhere down there. I've never been this far in. Looks like a death trap. Are you sure we should go down there? You can wait up here, Neeks. It might be good to have an extra pair of eyes up here, or a voice to lead us back. Alright, I'm not going to argue with that. The ladder looks older than all of us combined. Good luck. Alright, let's do this. Must I? Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins to climb down. You walk to the ladder and climb down. Stay safe, Cosmo. I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry. I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Oh, shut up! No one even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca! Yeah, we're close, alright? It sounds like they're really lost. The voices around you, those of the teens and your companions, sound odd, distant. There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. You don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest. A desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Hey, are you alright, Cosmo? Bear witness. Stella reaches for your shoulder, but not before the light from your phone illuminates. You said we wouldn't use this shipment. You know it's compromised. We couldn't afford to wait on new wood, Charles. We had to go ahead with it. It's still sturdy enough. It'll get the job done. Cosmo? Cosmo, are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. It looked like you had a seizure or something and then you just conked out. She's okay, Kanika. Thank God. Okay, don't move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourself while you're still recovering from whatever that was. Kanika and I are going to get you help. We'll be back soon, I promise. Don't you dare leave me down here. You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions, your surroundings coming back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, then why don't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alexis talk me into inviting you in the first place. God, she's a bitch. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go. Okay, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her. You know that, right? Pick a side, Alexis. I'm sure Becca knows where she's going. She wouldn't lie. Sorry, Rosalina. The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shake beneath you. You can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. As you settle more into your senses, Rosalina appears in the passageway to your left, out of breath and teary-eyed. I'm so sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. This place, at least part of it, is coming apart. Becca and Alexis are still down there. We can't just leave them here. I know which way they're going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Please, I don't want them to die. Don't be a hero. Heroes and mind collapses are just more bodies that need to be recovered. Another dusting of debris falls from the ceiling. You don't have long until this mine collapses on you. Oh. Take Rosalina and leave. Go after Becca and Alexis. Oh my God, it's the trolley problem. I'm having to solve the trolley problem in real time. This isn't fair. Okay, oh God. Okay, is there any way... It says go after Becca and Alexis. Can I send Rosalina out by herself? Is that what happens if I say go after the other two? Or is she just determined to come with me? Shit, I can't not go after the kids. Thank you, they're back this way, hurry. This is not going to end well. Following. The mines shake with each new thunderous blow as bits of rock and dust fall from the ceiling and scatter on the floor around you. I thought you knew the way out. I thought you'd been down here 1,000,000 times already. I was making it up, okay? We're coming. Just stay where you are. Can you see those things, Rosalina? I don't think she can, so I'm just glossing over it. You push forward, focusing on following Rosalina as she darts ahead. Rosalina, you came back. I don't want to die down here. Then move. Oh, look who wants to leave the mine now. You quickly push your way towards the entrance, pieces of fallen rock littering the path around you. As you reach the pit, you and Rosalina direct Becca and Alexis to the ladder. They start climbing. Climb out of the pit. Why couldn't you just listen to someone other than yourself, Becca? I'm sorry, okay? God! Continue towards the entrance. You push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. To your horror, you can see cracks forming up the walls of the tunnel. Come on, you gotta go faster. We're almost there. I can see the entrance. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Shit. Ooh, that's bad. That's blood. And then the knocking fades, and you feel safe, having arrived back at the entrance in one piece. What the fuck? What the fuck? Rosalina, are you okay? Clearly she's not okay, idiot. Shut up, Becca. It was your idea to go down there in the first place. This is your fault. Cough. This really hurts. Kanika and Stella pop their heads through the mine entrance. I think I hear voices in there. Oh my god. Rosalina, can you hear me? We're gonna get you out of here, okay? Stella already called an ambulance. But that means the cops are gonna come. They're gonna know I was drinking. They're gonna know we went in here to drink, right? Becca, that doesn't matter. If my dad finds out, he'll kill me. He can't know. You selfish little bitch. Becca squirms through the gap in the boards and scampers away. Don't worry about her, Rosalina. She's being an asshole. One of us should wait by the gate to make sure they can find us up here. I'm going to get Tabby. Oh, this is going to end well. Alright, I'll go down to the gate. Rosalina, I'm so sorry. I'll be back soon. We're going to get you out of here. You're going to be just fine, okay? Cosmo and Alexis will keep you safe until then. Am I going to die? No. Rosalina, don't say things like that. There's only the present moment. Just focus on your breath. That's not going to help. Of course you're not going to die. The ambulance will be here any minute. You're going to be okay. Just keep breathing. We're all going to die. That's not helpful. That's really not helpful. Thanks, Cosmo. Rosalina's breath comes in quick, irregular bursts. If I don't make it, tell my dad I'm sorry. No! I'm the one who has something to be sorry about. This is all me and Becca's fault. We never should have gone down there. It's not your fault. I went down there because I wanted to. Rosalina pauses, catching her breath. Thank you, Cosmo. I'm glad everyone else made it out okay. Couldn't have done it without your help. Alexis is right. You're very mature for your age. Anyone else would have done the same. I'm just sorry I couldn't do more. You should stop hanging out with Becca. She bullied both of you into doing things you don't want to. If I didn't stick with Becca once we started getting lost, none of this would have happened. If I'd just been more smart and more brave, but I wasn't, and now Rosalina is... It's just not fair. You're the nicest person I know, Rosalina. It's not fair that this happened to you, and I'm so sorry. It's okay, Alexis, it's okay. I can't believe you're the one comforting me. Rosalina, can you hear me? Yeah, just hurts like hell. Sorry, I shouldn't be pushing you to talk. I'll just hold your hand until they come back with help, okay? Alexis grasps Rosalina's hand. Tears streak down both of their cheeks, and you sit in silence together, waiting for the long, anxious moments to pass before help arrives. Some of my men are on the way with rock lifts. We'll get you out of there soon. Cosmo, I'll be having a word with you. Shit. I'm in trouble. They're over here, Earl. Jesus H. Christ, you weren't kidding about the emergency. It's still a little bit for the ambulance. The nearest depot is over in Brevard, so it'll at least be another half hour. Oh, shit. You heard the man. You have half an hour to get her out of there. Move it. Rosa, sweetie, I'm here. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You don't have to be sorry. It's okay. We're all here. You can hang on, Rosalina. I know you can. Tabitha's men quickly get to work and manage to pull Rosalina out from the rubble just as the ambulance arrives. Sir, I'm afraid there's no space in the back. What do you mean I can't ride with her? You're better off driving behind us. We're headed to Brevard, so it's quite a ways. Is she going to be okay? She's going to make it, right? Please, God. Yes, sir. I promise we're doing everything we can to keep her stable. Her vitals are looking good. Rosalina, my poor baby. I'll be there as fast as I can, okay? I promise you won't be alone. I love you, Dad. Oh, I hope she's okay. The paramedics load Rosalina into the back of the ambulance and drive off. Oscar approaches you off the side as the police talk to Tabitha and her men. What the hell happened in there? Oscar, I'm so sorry. At least nobody died. It's like the seams of reality are fraying here. Nobody is safe. It was Tommyknockers or something supernatural. I don't know. They brought down the mine. It was just a horrible accident. Nobody could have known that this would happen. Just teens being teens. We did our best to get out of there. What happened in there? A goddamn after-school special is what happened. That Becca girl is a terrible influence. No, this was no teenager's fault. It's a parent's job to make sure their kids don't deliberately put themselves in these situations. Rosalina was mad at me, and instead of fixing the thing that was driving her away, I just ignored it. This is my fault. Oscar, I'm the parent here. I'm sure she thinks I'm making things up about her house being haunted. I've seen things I can't explain, and it's only gotten worse over time. She told us about it down in the mine. For what it's worth, I believe you. No comment. But after tonight, I don't know. Once you're back from the hospital, we can check it out for you. Thanks, Stella. It means a lot. I've got to go. Mr. Gutierrez, is it okay if I come too? I want to be there for her. Of course, Alexis. It'll be good for her to see a friendly face. The two of them head over to Oscar's car and drive off. I can't believe you left me down there. I should definitely talk about my vision. There was a stone carving in the wall of the pit that showed me what happened to the place. Charlie Shaw was set up. No way, dude was a monster. I mean, the Scarlets were monsters too. They still are. What am I saying? Visions aren't real. Visions can't be real. That would be magic. I don't know, Neeks. Cosmo had like a seizure next to a creepy stone carving. It was like something out of a movie. That doesn't mean she had actual visions. There has to be some other explanation. I saw something down there, like the shadow of dead miners. I'm pretty sure I saw some ghosts down there. Did you guys not see them? Everything that happened down there was centered around that main chamber where I saw the carving. Stella showed me a photo. Weird stuff. Yeah, really weird. They were right behind Stella right before you left. They followed Rosalina and I when I went after Becca and Alexis. Did you not see them? Whoa, I didn't see anything other than the two of you and that carving. That's super weird. I don't want to doubt what you experienced, but I couldn't see anything down in that pit. But you might have just been primed to see things. You know, now that I think about it, that totally fits the profile for some of the Tommyknocker stories. What if they're actual bona fide ghosts? Oh, Stella. Something's telling me that this was only the beginning of our ditchling problem. Now that you mention it, Kanika's mom said that the numbers we saw in the woods were a big deal. Nobody even died here tonight, and I feel like we're left with even more questions than we had this morning. And we had a lot of questions this morning. But hey, maybe we just averted whatever disaster they were here to predict, though. This is all still a little too magic for me. Just because two bad things have happened doesn't mean there's a pattern. Right? What happens now? Oh, that happens now. What happens is we have a word, all of us. What the hell were you three doing here? I thought I told you to stay out of trouble, yet here you are at the scene of what almost was a deadly accident. How did you manage this? Tabby, come on, it's not Cosmo's fault. Stella is right. If this is anyone's fault, it's yours. You have an abandoned mine on your property that isn't even boarded up. It was only a matter of time until something like this happened. If anything happens to Rosalina, it's on you, Tabitha Scarlet. How dare you? It's not like I put up a big neon sign saying, cool place for teens to hang. It's clearly not safe. You three were here with them. Why didn't you do something to get them out of there sooner? Oh, we did. Cool it, Tabitha. We're probably the reason you have one kid in an ambulance instead of 5 buried alive. Actually, yeah, that's... fine. You're right, at least nobody died. Probably. What a heartfelt apology. Come on, guys, what's the point of arguing like this? I know it can feel cathartic to point fingers and yell, but what's this going to accomplish other than bruised egos? You're right. Come on, we're leaving. Now hold on a minute, Miss Scarlet. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, miss, in private? Okay, fine. Just make it quick, and don't you dare try to pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. Nice. Ladies, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. Why do they need to talk to me specifically? I'm Sheriff Hugby, and this is Deputy Derrickson. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Welcome to Scarlet Hollow. Hope this little accident hasn't colored your perception of the place. A lovely place to live, if you ask me. Lovely indeed. Now, Sheriff Hugby, don't you think it's a mite odd that these teens found themselves in an old abandoned mine on the very property Cosmo's family happens to own? And don't you think it's even a mite bit odder that Cosmo happened to be with them at the time of said collapse? No. I'd be lying if I said it weren't peculiar. Though, I'm sure you're an upright citizen, Cosmo, and all this surely is an unfortunate coincidence. Yeah, no shit. Still, a good cop should ask himself these questions. I'll get to your questions, but we also need to talk about the man that's been stalking me. This town is haunted. You're out of your depths here. Why are you talking to me? There was a mine collapse. We saw some teens sneak into the abandoned mine, so we went after them. If it wasn't for me, they'd all be dead. I don't have to talk to you. I know my rights. No need to be so dramatic. We're just trying to gather all the facts, you see. Just being thorough. Our duty as officers of the law. Well, if there's nothing more you can tell us, I suppose we'll let you go about your evening. But we may be in touch. About what? Have a good one. Buzz off. Deputy Derrickson tips his hat to you. The two officers wander back towards the mine, Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. I just can't believe it. I left them behind in there to get help. Is it my fault, Neeks? Stella, no, you did your best. It's not your fault. Oh, hey, guess the cops are done with you. What are they going to do, take you in for being present in an accident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time, small-town cops, you know. Always blame everything on drifters, even acts of God, I guess. Excellent. You didn't get arrested. Now come on. Let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Cosmo? I'd really rather you didn't. If you're going to run around almost getting killed every night, keep my cousin out of it. Your cousin is an adult, Tabitha. She can make her own decisions. Not while she's under my roof. That's not how that works. I will not stay in your house if you're going to act like that, because I am a goddamn adult. Come on, let's go. As if to illustrate her point, Tabitha grabs your arm, dragging you towards the car. I'll text you when you're back. See you tomorrow, guys. I can walk to the car on my own. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree line. Sorry about today. How are you holding up? I'm doing terribly, by the way, in case you wanted to know. Why do you treat Stella like that? Didn't you two used to be friends? You and Kanika really don't seem to get along. Poor Rosalina, poor Oscar. Noted. Oh, what a bitch. I don't want to talk about Stella. It's none of your business anyway. She is something else. She pushes my buttons. Is there some kind of history there, or... No. Now quit talking. I need to focus on the road. Oh, I'm gonna keep fucking talking. I don't appreciate being dragged off like that. It's been a long day, Cosmo. Are you really going to make a fuss about me bringing you back to the estate? Yes. Yes, I am. After all the havoc you caused, you should count your lucky stars you still have a place to sleep tonight. He should have kept tighter reins on that girl. I never got in any trouble like this when I was a teen, and I have Pearl Ann to thank for that. Hated it at the time, but that strictness paid off. Ugh, why am I telling you this for? Oh, are we bonding? You can tell me more about this stuff. I'd like to know more about you. I don't think the parents are to blame here. I beg to differ. People who aren't ready to be parents shouldn't be parents. And clearly there are some parents at fault for this who weren't ready. Jeez. Take the librarian. There are tons of people more qualified to be parents who can't even conceive. And here he is having a kid at 19 and clearly letting her do just whatever the hell she wants. Judgy much? And look at where that got her. Even if she doesn't lose that leg, she's going to carry what happened tonight for the rest of her life. It's not fair. It's entirely out of line. What is wrong with you? Oscar's house is haunted. Tabitha, I don't think it's fair to fast judgment. Oops. I don't think it's fair to pass judgment. Tabitha goes quiet. It seems like that's all you're going to get from her on this. Right in silence. I don't care how she's doing. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha sink back into silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot. Well, this day was a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's the precursor of a horribly stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. Cut me some... Yeah, why did you invite me here? You do hate me. It's like I've caused you nothing but grief since the moment I stepped foot in town. I don't hate you. I'm simply trying to get through the week, the same as you should be doing. I just don't want you to get hurt. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. She turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. You head up to your room to turn in. My room that people have died in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Y'all, these are those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road, yeah? I saw them again, too. Another picture, this time of them staring from a tree. What the fuck? These things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more to them being here than the mine collapse. No way I'm sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point, you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from the evening finally wears off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread balling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settled in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted in pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks, trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Why is the door open? Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Oh, it's the cat. How did the cat open the door? It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease and you finally slip into a deep sleep. What the hell? This is the end of episode 2. Okay. So I guess we're gonna save here. And I think it picks up, like, where I stopped. We're gonna, yeah. Well, that was chapter 2. I believe that we have 2 more chapters to go. Chapters 3 and 4 are currently playable, and then chapter 5 is still in development. So I'm very excited to see what happens next. We've made a couple new acquaintances, and Stella and Kanika seem really cool. And we almost died in a coal mine. I'm really glad that I was able to save all the kids, but I feel really bad that the one girl got her leg crushed. That was deeply disturbing. And I really hope she's okay. I'm assuming that she's going to be okay, but the front warning for this game has been making me really nervous, where it says that you may not save everyone. I so badly want to save everyone. But yeah, something weird is going on in this town. I still don't like Tabitha. I think she's kind of a bitch. I don't know what her deal is with me. I don't know why she doesn't like me. I hope that some of that will be revealed shortly, and so that I can figure out what the hell her damage is. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what happens next. This was episode 2. If for some reason you watched episode 2 before watching episode 1, go back and watch episode 1. It would provide much needed context, I'm assuming. And if you like this kind of thing, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about this gameplay. If you've ever played this and you've gone down a different path than what I'm doing right now, absolutely tell me what that looked like, because I'm very curious to see what happens with the different choices. One of the things that I saw about this game when I was kind of looking into it to see if it was something I wanted to play, I didn't do extensive research just because I didn't want to get spoiled, but I did see something that said that you, depending on what path you pick, you won't see, like, most of what the game has to offer. Like, you'll only see about, I'm pulling this number out of my ass, like 20% of the actual game is what you'll see based on the choices you make, and I think that's really cool. So if anybody has any information about having played this in the past and they want to share their experience, absolutely hit me up, because I really want to know what other surprises this game has in store. But yeah, check out the podcast. We do that once a month. We talk about generally nerdy stuff, usually concerning D&D. The guys are still working their way through Danganronpa, and so they stream that occasionally, so keep an eye out for that. I do a varied assortment of things on this channel. If you want to keep on the horror train, I do a horror reaction series where I react to horror things on the internet and try not to cry on camera. It's very entertaining, in my opinion, and my track record is not great. So definitely go and check out Ghosts in the Machine if you are interested in more horror stuff. I also do the occasional cosplay thing and more gaming videos. So yeah, if you like us, stick around, subscribe, hang out, stay a while, pick something else to watch, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!